All right, welcome to another SFX trading session. Let's break down the fundamental chart or the economic data and then get into the technicals over here. So we didn't have too much coming out on Sunday. You guys, we Chinese data coming out, but that doesn't really affect us too much other than the equities in the global market and what's actually going on because you're seeing China take a hit right now. So maybe you do want to take a look at some of these data points coming out, but as far as our trading specifically, it doesn't affect us too much. Moving into yesterday we had Lagarde speaking. We had a monetary policy report hearing coming out of Great Britain. If you saw the breakdown last night for the Asian session, you saw what I was talking about with that. So it's interesting hearing what they're talking about coming out of the Bank of England because they definitely threw us a wrench when it comes to not increasing interest rates this past month, right? They announced that they were going to be doing that, but what they said was, okay, we're not increasing interest rates. What we need to see is some more data, specifically job data, which came out today during London, right? So if you come over here and take a look at average earnings index, came out much better. That could be due to inflation, obviously higher wages, people having to pay more, business owners having to pay their employees more to come back. Now, claim count change increased, right? Which isn't good. That's the number of people that are claiming unemployment. So that increased over here, but unemployment did drop by 0.1%. So that's good. So we got some good numbers coming out of Great Britain altogether, I would say. So we'll see what the Bank of England is going to be saying. Are they going to be increasing interest rates next month, which is going to be huge for GJ? You'll see GJ skyrocket if that happens. Or are they going to be doing it in February like they said they would be delaying it to? All right, so just keep those things in mind. That's why fundamentals are so important so that you pay attention to what's going on behind the move. You understand why we're bullish. And that way, if we're, majority of us are scalpers, you can pay attention to these fundamentals and catch these big moves that are coming into the market because you know exactly how they're playing out. And when it comes to the technicals, it's the same exact thing on the higher time frames. You're just holding these trades a little bit longer. Most of you guys know this. Now, the big theme of the market for this week and what central banks have been waiting for, a lot of investors have been waiting for as well is retail sales, core retail sales coming out today. This is a big retail sales week because if you look at equities, you have Home Depot, companies like Walmart announcing their earnings, right? So it's a big retail week, and this is a big data point for the Fed to figure out if they're going to increase rates or not. I don't think they're going to be increasing rates until mid next year or towards the end of next year. They said they're going to do it twice by the end of next year, in the second half of the year specifically. But how soon is it going to take them to taper? How long is it going to take them to taper? So data points like these, which correlate right into GDP, right? Unemployment goes right into GDP as well. A lot of these data points coming out, got to pay attention to because they're gonna be moving the market. But we have some FOMC members speaking as well. Lagarde speaking again. Moving into tomorrow, we have CPI, which is going to be a big deal when it comes to Great Britain and the Bank of England. Moving over here into the New York session for Wednesday, you have CAD news, CPI coming out. Big deal if you guys are trading any CAD pairs. I don't think any of you guys do, but anybody watching this on YouTube, if you guys are trading CAD pairs, big economic data coming out for Wednesday. Many more FOMC members speaking as well, and this is all following retail sales, which are coming out today, which is going to be a big deal. So just keep that in mind for what they're going to be saying. Pay attention to what they're saying. Get quick updates here in the news section of the economic calendar or of Forex Factory over here, and yeah, just pay attention to that. Actually, I wanted to point out, I never realized that the Forex Factory has these other websites over here. It's like sub websites of Forex Factory where like it's basically Forex Factory for crypto right here. Forex Factory for energy, Forex Factory for metals, gold, silver, right? So these are it's pretty interesting if you click on those and take a look at it. But back into the economic chart, you have Thursday, Philly Fed manufacturing index and unemployment coming out. Again, big deal for tapering, right? How good is the unemployment right now? Or how much better is it? Are people going back to work? I saw, to start the week, we had a lot of people drop out of work, right? A lot of people quitting in droves right now. So that's not going to be too good for unemployment. Now, again, more FOMC members speaking. These are things that, with all this data coming out, unemployment, retail sales, this is a week where you really want to pay attention to what the FOMC members are speaking and what they're saying. Moving into Friday, what we have Lagarde speaking. We have retail sales coming out for Great Britain pound, some retail sales coming out for the CAD, and then more FOMC members and Lagarde speaking as well. Clarita, Waller, and then you got the Treasury currency report coming out on Friday as well. So that's our economic calendar. Again, we're paying close attention to retail sales over here, and then unemployment. And then for the UK, obviously we got our data over here. We do have CPI coming out tomorrow, and then let's see, retail sales coming out Friday. So a lot of data points for the pound. Right now, if we're taking a look at the fundamentals or the technicals, looking at the monthly over here, as I pointed out last night, I think, Carlos, you probably watched that. We had our spike up coming all the way back up to 158 because of the introduction of interest rates being increased this month. That didn't happen. So what happens when they don't fulfill a promise? You get a correction of the sentiment move. This was a complete sentiment move, thinking about increasing interest rates. They're going to be increasing interest rates. Have they done it yet? No. So this is all based on rumor. So when that happens the next month, sneeze. Woo. When you what was that?
Bless you.
Oh, appreciate it. Now again, sentiment move, we get the correction of it. Are we going to correct the full move? I don't think so. But right now we're lining up perfectly with a retest of that multi-year downtrend over here, right? Been on our way down. Now we finally broke with the recovery of COVID. Now are we coming down to retest that level to then continue right back up? Now it really depends on the UK's data coming out. Gotta sneeze again. Sneezing is the best feeling in the world, but leading up to it, it's so annoying. So here we have, we were kind of hovering in this area, in this range over here, because they didn't increase interest rates. We made that sentiment move. We broke 156, created a new high. So now we're just waiting on what's about to happen. Where are they going to increase rates? Guess what? They didn't. Right over here to start November, never increased rates, passed the low of the previous, and corrected this entire candle right over here, coming right back down into previous candle body highs over here to the left, forming a nice support actually. All right, if you take a look, this is a nice little setup right here. So what you have is a nice bearish candle coming all the way down, strong candle, but barely a bottom wick, closing around this area over here, right? Then you get a doji candle. Remember last week? Last week was very indecisive. Barely traded GJ, right? Barely took any trades last week just because price was in this range. It still is, right? But we got that doji after a very strong bearish candle. So are we kind of exhausting the bearish move over here to then continue right back up, right? Again, data's got to come out, and the data has to be good for Great Britain for them to be moving forward. Actually also bad because they need to be seeing further inflation for them to increase rates. Let's get rid of this stuff. All right. So again, we're sitting in this range. I stress to you guys time and time again, there are ranges that you could be playing. This is a range that you could be playing, right? This is a range that you really kind of want to stay out of. There's no point of trading in this. You got a clean move right here, at least up to 155. Right, and then once we break this support, 152,500, we should be breaking and at least coming right back down into this area of 152. I'll show you on the lower time frames, but over here, you just don't want to be trading in that. It's a mess, and it looks like we're breaking out of it. Perfect market structure over here. Beautiful, clean move to the left. What I was stressing all last week that you guys want to wait for is a move like this. All right. You can be trading in here all you want, but you're going to burn out your capital, taking some losses, and you'll end up break even after being able to capitalize on this move over here. Now, if we break support, I don't think we will, but you never know, right? Never say never. If we break this support right over here, that's where I'll be taking some sells to 152, 120, or 152 flat, mirroring this move right over here, coming back down into this previous support and resistance. Right, so let's see what we have in the current price action and what we could be getting today. Looking at the 1 hour, we got, well, the 4 hour over here, broken close. Nice, strong breaking close above resistance, above these wicks over here. Now we're starting to retest that area, right? Looking at the 1 hour now, the 1 hour, it looks like it closed right back into the range. But how many times have we seen this where price makes a bearish move, we start consolidating, grabbing orders, sitting in a range, then we break out of the range, break out of that resistance to reverse the move, right? But then we end up retesting, but closing right back into the range. And then what happens? We close out of the range, and then we skyrocket up, mirroring this move to the left. So let's see if that's something that we get. Draw a trend line right here. Oh. And prices now should be respecting, but we'll see what ends up happening. Again, we got that data coming out today. We got more data coming out the rest of the week. So we'll see if we end up staying in this range or continue right back up. So that's what I'm curious about. Does anyone have any questions on GJ right now? Looks like we're starting to reject right over here. We close back into the range. We come right back up, start to retest this area. Now we're starting to reject. I'm not saying we're coming down, but keep an eye on what's going on over here. Are we going to end up staying in this range? Maybe retesting an area down here to hold support and then continue right back up? Stipe, you had something to say?
Oh, yeah. I sent the link. I actually entered the paper trade on GJ.
Okay. I'm going to click on that right now.
Yeah.
Accumulation and displacement that breaks minor structure and retracement into order block. Okay. I like that. Jaden, you sent the chart as well. I think yesterday, the day before.
Last night.
Last night. Okay. I'll bring that up in a second. So yeah, this is the 5 minute on GJ. Okay, so you just took this, Stipe?
Just the paper.
Just a paper trade. Okay.
Yeah, this is not good enough for me for the real account.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. That's good. That's the main thing you guys want to pay attention to when it comes to trading is trade selection. And not only trade selection as far as the actual trades that you're taking, but what you are risking on these trades. A lot of people end up risking a lot more on some of these trades that they shouldn't be and risking a lot less on their ideal setups. You want to be able to switch that and catch yourself doing it. How do you catch yourself doing it? Is writing in those AARs. What could you be doing better every single session? It's a quick sentence or two. Okay, listen, I did this, should have done this, right? And just learn from your mistakes. Because if you're not learning from your mistakes, you're going backwards. But good shit, Stipe. The fact that you were selective on this is a setup you've seen before, right? You're not too confident in it, confident enough to place any money on it. But this is something that, you know, you're just paper trading to gain some confidence, gain some experience on the 5 minute, and
Exactly.
just watch it play out. And if you want, you could journal these trades, see how they play out. But that's how you get better. So good shit, man. Jaden brought up. My other monitor is so much bigger, so yeah, there you go. So we're in that phase where we're breaking resistance right over here, but we're right over here. Kind of in that phase right here. We're trying to figure out where we want to go. Jaden, I see the same exact thing where price could be coming down right into here. I don't know if you guys can see that. We'd be coming right back down into there, holding a support, and then continuing right back up. How many times have we seen that? Many. All right, so we got that move from this morning right over here. Oh, Gary's coming in. We get that move from the data coming out. Now we're kind of retracing. We need some New York volume coming in, and we could take this thing right back up. But be very selective on what you're taking and be conscious and confident behind what you're doing as far as entering some trades. What's up, Gio? Who else came in? Gary came in too. What's up, boys?
What's up, man? Good morning.
What's up?
Much.
All right.
So again, as we were saying, we're coming back down into the range. We just rejected this area over here again. Very weak body of a candle over here, and now we're starting to pass the low over here. I'm not looking into taking any sells on GJ, but we could be again coming down into this area to hold support and continue right back up. But right now, again, 4 hour. What you do want to pay attention to is the 4 hour did close above that resistance. So we have some confidence behind taking buys once we get that opportunity to mirror this move. Right. So looking over here at gold now, gold's starting to push up. Okay. Let's take a look. So we're finally back into the 1870s over here. All right, which is a big deal because the last time we were there was in June. And I'll point out what was going on in June in a second. But right now, current monthly candle, I mean, I didn't think it was going to shoot up this much, but we got a lot of fear in the market when it comes to inflation. A lot of people hedging inflation with gold. So it's pushing us all the way back up into this area. But this is a strong area that you want to consider because we had a pretty big tank over here during June. We're on June 16th of this year. What did the Fed do? What were they announcing? They were announcing that they're probably going to be tapering and they're also going to be increasing interest rates, not waiting until 2023, but possibly 2022. Actually, no, reverse that. Actually, what they were saying was maybe they're going to be increasing interest rates in 2024, but now they're going to be doing 2023. And then obviously as the year went on, right, what they were saying was maybe we're going to be doing it in 2022 as well as inflation got worse. Because back in June, there were a lot of hawkish members of the Fed talking about the fact that prices are rising, right? This inflation, we're noticing the inflation, but maybe it'll be transitory. Some people are saying it's not going to be transitory in the Federal Reserve. So you had that going on, right? So maybe they're going to be doing more. So that's when you saw gold take that tank. And then we ended up staying in this range over here until we finally started seeing more fear come into the market where prices starting to rise over here. I mean, forming a nice monthly candlestick formation. We get a nice bullish candle holding support over here. Next one, never past the low, creates a healthy bottom wick, past the high of that candle, and just skyrockets up. Looking over here at the weekly, current weekly candle already created its bottom wick, starting to pass the high up here. But over here, if you take a look to the left, this is that June move right over here, June 14th, coming all the way back down into this range. But we had a previous support over here, right? Also previous resistance, previous support, rejection area right in here. So this is an area to take a look at. Plus the monthly candle is already pretty big. But again, we're only in the middle of the month. So what are we going to be doing? Last night, Stipe and I were just talking about this, but this is a move right over here where we thought maybe we would be getting a correction of this move or a retest of possibly 1830 to then continue right back up. Because once you start getting into this area of 1870, 1874, what we were getting was a weaker bullish candle. We get two strong bullish candles. We ended up filling this wick up here. Then you get the next bullish candle ends up closing below this area, but with a huge bottom wick. This candle tapped into that area and started flipping bearish, started coming all the way down here. That's where I was like, okay, maybe if we start to break a couple levels, if you watch the breakdown video from last night, you'll see what I'm talking about. If we break some of those levels, we could be heading right back down to then continue right back up, possibly. But again, there's too much fear in the market right now, and that's why you see gold on the rise. Let's get rid of the replay mode. Perfect. So again, we get a nice little bearish candle over here, a little correction, and now we already created a bottom wick starting to pass the high of that candle right there. So where's our next target? I would say we have a pretty clean move right back up to 1900 over here. But this is going to be a big deal once we start breaking this area, 1870. Looking at the 4 hour, 4 hour is very bullish. Right, we're respecting a current trend over here. But again, we closed above that resistance of the range over here with this candle. Right, nice close above, starting to retest over here to possibly continue up. I know we were ranging over here in the lower time frames, but let's see what we could possibly be getting after retail sales come out. Maybe the retail sales come out pretty good, right? We got holiday season coming around the corner. So retail sales, they should be expecting. Let's see what they're expecting right now. All right, so they are expecting that increase over here. We had 0.7 over here for retail sales. They're expecting 1.3. So if we get that, maybe we get some kind of a correction on gold right back down to 1830. I doubt we'll come that far down, but again, like I said, you never know, and you got to account for these things. You got to be prepared for them. Now, again, we're above that resistance over here, gradually coming up, right? We created a new high, but are we coming down to retest and form some kind of a support in this area over here, tapping a key area to then continue right back up? 30 minute, we are just kind of ranging over here. We'll see where we're headed if we're going to break above that level and continue up. But the again, we reached this high up here, 1874, starting to hold resistance. Could we be coming down into here? Anybody have any questions? Let's actually look at that area to the left on the lower time frames. A little area right here that we could possibly be reaching. All right, you got a couple pit stops, but overall, you get a nice clean move right back up to 1900. You also see the dollar on the rise as well. All right, dollar's been rising. They're thinking about tapering, increasing interest rates, talking about all that stuff with inflation coming in. So that's where you see the dollar starting to rise. Now, we don't go too much over crypto stuff like that, but I've been doing my due diligence, taking a look, and right now Bitcoin is starting to correct itself a little bit, coming down back into this range over here. Could we be reaching another level right over here? Now, fundamentally, maybe Jaden, if you could answer this, fundamentally, why do you think we're kind of correcting over here on some of these crypto pairs? Like Ether's down, Doge is down. Oh, I have two Ethers over here.
It's just big money bags moving money around, getting better entries.
Yeah,
It's a healthy correction.
little dip.
Grab your entries while you can.
Yep, that's a good point.
You got bullishness till at least January.
And I'm sure farther past that as well. I like this little rejection wick right over here. Candles are starting to close bearish, but very weakly. Starting to reject this area. Could we be tapping into here? Little liquidity grab, 58.6 to continue right back up. But again, we're following this this trend so far right over here. So could we be coming down to then grab liquidity and then continue right back up? Maybe. I don't know if it's gonna fall that far, but you never know. We just had a nice big rally. So yeah, now we just wait for gold. So Jaden, you texted me the other day saying like how much you're seeing the chart so much better. You want to explain that a little bit more? Maybe other people could relate.
Yeah, I'm just pairing. I just feel like I found my edge when it comes to pairing my understanding of Wyckoff accumulation and then my institutional order flow, and then I mixed it with this volume indicator so I can understand like which order blocks were the ones that were actually the ones that manipulated the market. And so then I just wait for retracement into those ones, and usually those ones at least give me a retracement back to the previous high or low
Awesome.
for a TP1.
Good shit, man. You've been able to put more work in them, I'm guessing.
I would have thought so, but work is still going crazy. I'm actually planning on moving to Arizona for a few months to start painting down there.
So you could just uplift your painting business in Washington and move it down there?
Yeah, we have a guy there that has an Airbnb business, and he contracted us with 150 houses. So
Wow, there you go. That's awesome.
kinda-
You already have the
yeah.
contract?
yeah.
That's awesome.
Now I'm just kind of looking for a spot to stay.
You hit up Brandon Cleese.
Nah, trying to avoid all that.
Yeah. I don't blame you. So let's see. Carlos, you said you were in a sell on TJ, correct?
No, I was in a buy, but I got stopped out.
Okay. Now what was the buy? Like what made you take it? Was it that
I'm gonna send my chart.
cool. Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, it was that 30-minute the previous candle
Okay.
that I created the support. But I ended up getting stopped out.
I definitely see what you were doing right over here too. This is something I've seen before. If you take a look over here, so once we started to get that price action starting to come up over here after tapping into this area, what time frame did you send this on? 30-minute. Okay. So the 30-minute obviously was this bullish candle right over here. This happens often. One thing that you want to pay attention to is how many pips do you have right in here. You only have about 14 pips. So this was your target. Now, were you going to secure it at some point?
Oh yeah, I ended up securing at 153.710. But yeah, I was thinking about securing at like 153.800, but it just never got that to that point.
So you secured it at 710. Okay. But did your stop loss get hit?
It got hit at break even.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. All
I
right.
didn't
Good
get
shit.
to modify it.
That's a good way to manage it.
Yeah.
That's one thing that you just got to understand is this area right over here. We rejected it multiple times, right? Right over here. So do we have enough volume to push us right through this, or are we going to be struggling over here and kind of come right back into the range and range over here and then possibly break out? Because you got a lot of choppy candles over here to the left on the 15-minute that I don't know if we have enough volume right now to push us through. Because sometimes you have enough volume that pushes you through something like this. But right now, I don't think we do. I think if this was during New York, maybe we could have gotten that, but right now we're on the struggle bus.
Yeah, that's why I secured. I was like, there's probably not enough volume, so I just secured what I could, and it hits my break even stop loss.
There you go. Carlos, where do you feel like you're at right now after the last like couple of weeks? Do you feel like you're improving, or you feel like there's something that you could be working on?
Yeah, I feel like I'm like on a neutral right now. I feel like the only thing I need to improve on, honestly, is like dedicating time to back testing.
Okay.
It's like I have like I do good, and then like I'm not even gonna lie, sometimes I lose momentum and I just have to snap out of that.
Okay. Well, listen, there's and this goes for all of you guys, right? So, in order for all you guys all have goals, right? You all have things that you want to reach and things you want to accomplish, but it all stems from any kind of decisions that you guys make. So, if you guys want to watch TV or something instead of back testing, I'm not talking about you, Carlos. I'm talking about like anybody. Um, you're not always going to feel like back testing. I feel like I'm a little bit different because I enjoy back testing. I enjoy using a simulator and working on my strategy stuff like that. But I realize that it's not always appealing. Sometimes I don't want to do it, but there's things that you need to do that you got to create some kind of like an alter ego where it's that boss telling you that you need to be doing something. I'm taking like a GJ over here, starting to. All right, so we filled that wick. I'm just going to keep an eye on GJ over here because we possibly may get enough volume around 7:45, 7:30 to push us through this. So we'll see if we get that. The 4 hour starting to reject even more. But as I was saying, you don't always feel like doing things. And if you wait till you feel like doing it, you're not going to get anything done. You're going to be going backwards. So like it's got to be a thing where it's like I'm doing this once a day, every single or 1 hour every single day. Right? Back testing 1 hour every single day. I'm reading 5 pages of a book every single day. And just tackle these things in the beginning of your day, make that right decision, and then you can have the rest of the day to kind of relax a little bit. If you get all your daily musts done, you don't want to kill yourself every day. You want to push yourself to the limit, but you don't want to kill yourself. Now, if it's just the beginning of you just starting this daily must or re-implementing into your life, right? Then start a little bit slower. I got to get this done, this done, this done, and this done, right? For the next week or two. Then you can start increasing it. Instead of 5 pages every single day, maybe you're getting to 10. Maybe you're adding another test that you could be doing, another article that you could be reading every single day, stuff like that. Maybe an hour and a half of back testing. I know, so we all have different schedules. Like Jody can back test in 2-3 hours a day, which would be amazing, right? Some of you can only do an hour. Some of you could barely even do an hour throughout the week. Me in my position, unfortunately, that's where I'm at right now. But that's all right. I'm still getting it in, still getting at least like 20-30 minutes in. But most of mine is done on the weekend when I could sit at my computer and just go in. So it's just all about the decisions that you make. You just stack right decisions and you start to gain confidence. Right decision here, right decision there. You come to multiple, I think there's a stat, 75,000 thoughts you have every single day. And I don't know about decisions, but like what's the average amount of decisions that you have to make a day? I'd imagine as an entrepreneur, they're more than the average person. But just make the right decisions every single day. Pay your future self. Your future self is waiting for you to make those decisions. Little rant.
Thank you, bro. I really appreciate it.
Got you, brother.
Yeah, I needed to hear those words.
And look, that's a perfect example of the fact that like if you're going through that, if you're going through it, losing your momentum, any of that, where you start to see that decline. You know, I know that feels. Reach out to me. Listen, man, I'm not feeling myself right now. Just maybe need a little pep talk. And the idea and what I'm trying to teach you guys is to be even more self-sufficient. So in the beginning, you know, if you guys need to come to me and we're talking through all this, that's what I'm here for. I'm your mentor. So if you got a thought coming across your head, and maybe wondering why you're not succeeding or why you're not seeing any results with what you want to be doing on a regular basis, just come to me and we'll talk about it. And then eventually we'll talk through it multiple times. Eventually you're going to be self-sufficient. You're going to know exactly what to do, exactly how to look at this. And like when it comes to adversity as well and making the right decisions, I go through it in the course. You guys hit adversity, just say good. I get to learn more. I get to go through some. Like if you have that mindset, watch that video again if you can. If you have that mindset, nothing can hurt you. Because it's just like, all right, I got it. This isn't gonna hurt me. I got this like I did last time. I'm gonna learn a lesson from this. That's it. But if you just keep saying good, like, oh, I gotta wake up super early tomorrow morning to I don't know, let's say for me, I have a drive, right? I have to drive a client. I gotta wake up super early on the weekend. I like 3 a.m. to go pick someone up at JFK. Right? What do I say? Good. Okay, cool. Another opportunity for me to make money, to stack money away, pay off any kind of debt, and also invest in different businesses or, you know, anything, basically, real estate, anything that I want to invest into, putting it into my account that I always tell you guys how to manage your money, divvying your money up and putting it into these different accounts, right? But it gives me the opportunity, instead of sleeping, now I get to make money. Am I low on sleep? Maybe sometimes. But sometimes I try to make up for it. But on the weekend, that's what Sundays are for. Some of you Sunday. The other is to get ready for the week. Yeah, so we're starting to push up over here on GJ. This candle has no bottom wick. It's just kind of pushing up. If we get another higher low, maybe we could take this right back up. With that 8:30, 8:45 volume. 8:30 is going to close in 6 minutes, or 30 minutes going to close in 6 minutes. So we obviously got this fake out over here. Let's see. I'm looking for something similar price action that we can use. Where price comes back into the range the way it did and then continues right back up. Not seeing anything right now. Let's see.
Hey, Stefan.
Yeah, what's up, Jody?
Hey, what's the significance of it not having a bottom wick?
So it didn't grab liquidity. So if it doesn't have a bottom wick, there's still a chance. Like if price is pushing up and it has no bottom wick, there's still a chance for it to, you know, reverse and create that bottom wick or continue bearish.
Okay.
Right? Like there's still that opportunity there. Will it happen? Probably not. Not right now, but it very well could. But again, it all comes down to the time frames as well. So maybe if it happens on the 15-minute, maybe it's not a big deal. But on the 30-minute, maybe it is. It's basically a 50-50 thing. Because, you know, we cannot create a bottom wick and this price could skyrocket, right? But most of the time, candles have wicks. And that's just something that you got to understand so that you don't get faked out. Like right now, we're entering another range over here, or entering this range again. So maybe you don't want to take this based on the fact that it doesn't have a bottom wick and you want to just wait for a second. just be patient and sit back and wait. Again, it's only Tuesday. We should have some good volume today based on that data coming out, but we'll see what we get. But just pay attention to that with the wicks. Gold over here still hovering in this range. Which side does it break out? Gio, how you been, man? Feel like I haven't talked to you in a couple of days.
Doing all right.
Awesome. How are the deals coming?
Yeah. Still working on those stuff, but they're slowly opening back up. So yeah, I might travel soon, maybe early 2020, early next year.
Okay. Cool. Now, when it comes to trading, I'd imagine that you didn't take too much last week based on the fact that you only really trade GJ.
Not really. Oh, last week, I only had 2 trades last week.
Okay, cool.
Actually, yeah, I was break even last week. So
Actually, same, I think. I know this is one I could have taken, and then I took this one last week. That was it. So I had 1 trade last week, and the week before, same thing. 1 trade. It's just you got to be selective, guys. If you go a week or 2 of not taking trades, embrace that. Be okay with it, because you're not losing money. You're watching. You're gaining experience. You can use the simulator to get your fix to enter trades. Right? That's always my thing. Like if I'm sitting here for 3 hours not able to take a trade, like I love to trade. So I want to get that itch in. I want to get that experience in as well, and obviously make the most out of my time. But the simulator is a great tool for that. You know what? We have to pick up. I don't know why we stopped this, but we need to pick up our back testing sessions on the weekends. We'll get back to that every other Sunday.
Yeah, that would be badass.
Yeah, why the hell? Why did we stop that? I forgot we even did it. That's on me.
yeah, I remember we have our account. I think we were up 50% on our account.
For me and you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now I'm trading this one. 60% up in, I want to say, 16 days. I started this. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
So I started this February 1st, I think. And so like about 2.5 weeks over here, up 60%. Just kind of playing around over here with the risk and trying to really up it. Like really get comfortable with even higher risk. So the 30-minute just closed over here at 7:30. Keep in mind, like I said, 7:30 to 8:15 get some very solid volume with GJ. So we can obviously monitor this on the 5-minute and see if price is going to retest this area, hold the support, and continue up. That means we may be creating a higher low over here to then continue right back up to retest the high. Well, we get this little fake out over here coming back into the range. One thing that you want to pay attention to is this level that we're at, what we're reacting to, right? Why is price kind of ranging in this area and also reacting to that area? You get a previous wick right there, previous rejection area, and then also a resistance over here as well. Reason I put it here is based on really the higher time frames. Like the 4-hour kind of clears all these wicks once you besides these 2 wicks, but right over here is where we were kind of reacting to, which is why I drew my resistance over there. You could draw it right here, but then you won't have these wicks. Draw it right here, or you could draw it right up here. But I like how the 4 hours rejecting. We have an hour and a half before this closes. So if it closes a weak candle, we have a wick to fill up here. Next candle creates a bottom wick past the high of that candle. Clean move to the left. This is what, you know, someone like Gio and I have been waiting for almost 2 weeks now, for price to break out of this. Right? Got a nice clean move, or if we break support, we got cleaner moves down below. But trading in this, not worth it.
Yeah, personally, I'd rather take this as a swing trade. I'll take this in a 4 hour with this candle. If this candle closes, you know, like a doji candle.
Okay. Wait, which candle? 30 minutes?
Actually, no, on the 4 hour.
On
If
the
this
4
was a week bearish,
Mhm.
and then the pass of that high, I'll wait for the next 4 hour. Probably make a bottom wick on the next 4 hour, and then
Yep.
once it passed the high of the current one, that's where I'll enter a trade. Yep, something like that. Yeah.
Be about like a 14 pip stop if that's where our wick is. If we come down into this area and pass the high of that candle, that'll be a nice impulse entry for, you know, a swing that you can continue this out. It'll be a nice R to R as well, possibly. But what I would like to do is take something very similar to that, but enter two positions if we see that scalp opportunity. So if we see that scalp opportunity in this range over here, I'll take that scalp with the scalp stop loss, and then you could place another trade with a wider stop loss, maybe below here, maybe below here, where you anticipate price to just continue up. Or maybe just use dynamic risk, where like you enter 1% on one of them and 1% on the other one. And the second trade, what you could do is move it to break even, but not secure. Just let it run, right? And that's how you kind of gain confidence with your trading strategy. So that's what we're waiting for over here. Higher low to be formed and possibly continue up. That doji over here on Bitcoin. All right. This is a good article for you guys to take a look at for like what's to be expected this week. Top 5 things to watch in the market for the week ahead. So this is where they talk about retail sales, right, being a major influence on the market. Retail earnings, obviously with the stock market coming out. A lot of things going on with China right now. Also, Biden is just kicked off his summit in China, so that'll see how that goes. But yeah, he's over there. I'm not too sure how long for, but he's meeting with President Xi of China, UK jobs data, which is what we already talked about, and then pandemic resurgence in Europe. So COVID's been pretty bad in Europe past what has it been, like 2-3 weeks? They've been getting hit pretty hard. So it's interesting some of the things that they're going through with even with all these lockdowns, like locking all these people down. Some of the numbers they're still seeing, it's pretty remarkable.
I heard that they locked down the Austria. People can't go even to the if they are not vaccinated, they can go only to the nearest store, and that's it.
Yeah, I saw that. Is it Austria or
Yeah.
is it I saw some country in Europe that's really headwaying the I don't know if I want to use that word. The what they're doing with unvaccinated people, right? They're
That's
like
funny.
leading the way of like, you can't do this, you can't do that. And hopefully they're not setting the stage for what the rest of the world's going to be doing. But some of these countries don't have rights in documents, right? Like the United States. The United States has a constitution, a Bill of Rights. Australia doesn't have that. A lot of European countries don't have that to protect themselves, right? That's why you see what's going on in Australia right now.
It's all funny. That number of people, of vaccinated people, and now the numbers of infected and dead are rising. Come on.
Wait, what was that?
The number of vaccinated people was never higher.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, the number of newly infected and dead people from COVID are never been higher. So come on, if you're vaccinating that amount of people, you're actually countering to yourself. So you're not telling people anything good. So you're not motivating me to, let's say, take a vaccine. If that amount is vaccinated and the numbers are still going up, there's no sense in it. I mean, there's no sense in anything, but this is just the one part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got the point I wanted to say.
No, I did. I mean, like forcing people to get it, and also not showing data as to how the vaccine is supporting, or not supporting, but forcing the downturn of COVID, right? Stopping the infections and stopping the spread. It's not happening. Well, at the same time, you have governments forcing people with no exception whatsoever, no religious exemption, no what else do they have?
Natural immunity.
Yeah, no natural immunity, no autoimmune disorder. Doesn't matter. You have to take it, right? Or else you'll be exiled from society.
Yeah, and how many people died because they couldn't get their medical treatment because of the COVID arrangements?
Yeah. What? This is driving me crazy. Are you sure it's Austria?
Yep.
Okay. It's Austria that was talking about, turning these people, unvaccinated people, away at the hospitals?
I don't know. That part I don't know.
Yeah, that's I read an article and now it's driving me crazy. Hold on, give me a second. Maybe I can find it. It might be from Bloomberg.
By the way, they tried to vaccinate the whole medical personnel here in Croatia, and they kind of protested, and now they said, okay, you don't have to take a vaccine, but you're gonna make a test 2 times per week. So
I think people don't have a problem with that. Like if you want to test me every single day, and you're not going to force me to take a vaccine I don't want to take, then let's do it.
Yeah, but that's also violating the human rights. Come on, you're forcing me to something.
Yeah, I have a problem with both.
Well, I mean, obviously, if you're forcing me to take a test every single day, that's not a good thing.
Still violating your rights.
I'm taking the lesser of two evils.
I'm still yet to get tested at all.
What's up?
I've still never been even tested.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
It's tricky, man. But like I said, like just don't force me to take a vaccine that I don't want to take, that I don't feel safe taking. I know 2 people that already had multiple heart attacks and a stroke at 32 and 36. Great shape. 32 and 36 from the booster. Not from the regular machine, but vaccine, but from the booster. I couldn't imagine having 2 heart attacks and a stroke out of, my entire life working out, staying fit, keeping myself healthy, and then all of a sudden you take one of these things because you're forced to.
I think that the reason for that clogs and for that heart attacks are I've read somewhere that some of the vaccines are causing blood to clog
Or
more
blood clots.
than usual. Yeah, and then that's what's causing that heart attacks.
If you guys remember, the AstraZeneca was the first to kind of come out saying, we're having the blood clots. They kind of delayed them to issue any kind of vaccines out to the public because of that. And
Yeah,
then I
same,
think
same,
Johnson
same
and
thing with
Johnson.
right.
Yeah,
I think for women that are 50 and over, that
Mhm.
was there was a case with Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. Let me look at Gary's trade over here. Gary, you took this. What time frame is this? $15-minute. Okay, cool. And if you guys take a look over here, it's not going to be the same exact thing, but very similar price action, right? You have a range right here. Price ends up coming right back into the range over here. We kind of consolidate in this area, and then we get some volume that pushes us right up. And that was during London, right? So now what do we have? We have a new high that was created, right? Price ranging. We come right back into the back into the overall range, right? All down here, coming right back down into this range. Now we're starting to break out, consolidate a little bit, just like we were over here. Now, could we get that volume that pushes us right back up? But with this trade, Gary, this is beautiful over here. Get the little fake out, capitalize on that, get a nice support formed right here, right? Nice bullish candle closing. And I'm guessing you took it based on that. This candle came down, created a bottom wick, past the high of that candle you entered. News came out, candle wick down, and entered as price broke. Okay, so you entered as this candle was creating its bottom wick. As it broke the previous high. That's what I thought. Okay, cool. Then you get that volume coming right in. Right back up, secure 70% at 2-to-1. Move stop loss to break even. Beautiful. Close full 3 pips off full TP. Okay, so you close a little bit earlier than your full TP. I agree with that. I think that's a good move, right? If you have your TP at the exact level, right? Maybe you put your TP a little bit lower than that exact level because we could end up rejecting, not reaching it, and then reversing. Doesn't happen as often as you think, but it's good to have your stop loss maybe a couple pips below that ultimate target.
Gold drop down.
Gold drops.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Go. Good shit though, Gary. It's great work. No. No, is this? There we go. All right, cool. Gold is starting to come down over here. What is it? 746. Remember, we have retail sales coming out. They're probably expecting it to be good. So maybe they're kind of pricing that in right now.
Or grabbing liquidity.
Or grab liquidity. or grab liquidity.
Because if you look on 1 hour and 30 minutes, it's just at the previous lows. It's not breaking anything. I mean, yet, but this happens often. I don't think it's gonna continue down. Maybe a bit more to create some more wicks, but looking at hard time frame, I don't know. I guess it won't.
This could be an interesting area over here. Previous wick right here. This wick
Yeah.
over here. Could we hold support there to continue up or consolidate over here? But I need to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. All right. Let's take a look over here. GJ's a little choppy, but we just created another higher low. Possibly if we end up holding support here on the 5 minute. I could see this wick getting filled. See that happen many times, but we are rejecting this level once again. I think if we get a bullish close right over here, see the hour's about to close. So if we get that close above this range, this support over here, I think we should be continuing right back up with some 8 o'clock volume. But let's see if we get a 30-minute candle closing like this. The next one creates a bottom wick and pass the high of that candle. I think this is where you can capitalize on a little fake out down here to continue right back up. But again, you are still in this range, so this is where you lower risk. Once we exit this range, you know, we come up here, maybe you could start adding risk to continue up because we get a beautiful clean move to the left to continue right back up. But how many times have we seen this where we had that bearish move, consolidation, price breaks resistance, we come right back down into the range, and then we continue right back up from there, especially on GJ. Jaden, I kind of want to play that video right now. That's crazy. Let me pull it up.
Vaccine injuries. Now listen.
Just get an update that Fortnite is leaving China.
I know there's a couple of companies that are leaving China as well.
Yeah, oh, I hear a lot. I'm sure car makers as well. I'll play that though, but let's see how this candle closes. We have about 6 minutes left. And maybe we could grab a quick scalp coming up, because then we'll get the 15-minute candle closing bullish right here. Again, in this range, you want to lower your risk, but this is a trade that you could take. You got about 14 and a half, 15 pips to resistance. I just came in here. T, what's up, T?
Hey, good morning, everyone. How you
Good morning.
doing?
I'm doing great. How was your weekend?
My weekend was great. I was pumped up, feeling really, really confident.
Good shit. Yes, we were going
Yeah.
over that.
Then reality struck. Damn.
Wait, it turned Monday or you lost the trade?
No, today, no.
What's going on?
The market's going against me. So I think I got in a little bit too prematurely.
Okay.
But I got in for a sell to go short at about 153.832.
832. Okay.
And then it went down. I didn't close. Then it reversed on me. And when it reversed, I'm not at the high. And then I took sells in for, what is this? 153.734. So I'm like shitting bricks right now. The majority of all my sells I took at 153.734.
734. Okay. And
Yeah.
at what time?
That's the problem. I don't know what time this is, but it says 12:03 on my MetaTrader.
Okay. What time did you wake up this morning? Wait, did you take this last night or
No. This morning. Like
This morning.
4,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
5
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah, so maybe 5 if you were taking it based on this candle or this wick coming up to create its top wick and flip bearish.
Took it at like 5. I took it this morning. It wasn't like about 2 hours ago,
Okay.
going on 3 hours ago. But
Okay.
now I'm in the negative, which is bad.
What's the time zone on your trading view?
My MetaTrader.
Oh, oh, okay. Never mind.
Right.
How do I get that?
Well, I thought you were looking at trading view because you can see in the bottom right.
Oh
there
no,
should
I
be a
wasn't
time
looking
zone.
at Trading View. I was looking at my MetaTrader.
Yeah,
Oh, hold on,
MetaTrader's
let
a
me-
pain with the time zones. So what time is it
Okay.
for me right now? 12:55. Okay, so it's probably GMT.
So 5 a.m. Yes.
Okay. All right, we got 3 minutes left. I think we're gonna have a nice move over here. So, Tiffany, we went over GJ and why we're kind of on the rise over here, and why we're kind of breaking out of that resistance. But if you take a look at these other time frames over here, the weekly, I'll break this down real quick, and also the full breakdown is going to be on YouTube today. If you take a look over here, this was the correction of the market sentiment pushing us up to 158 from them talking about increasing interest rates, right? Then they didn't increase interest rates. So now we pushed all the way down here, corrected this whole candle, right? But this is a strong bearish candle, as you know, right? Strong week. And then the next week, which is last week, didn't take any trades, barely took any trades. Price was just like a doji, right? Closed a doji, very weak bearish candle. The next week, which is this week, we already came down, created a bottom wick, we already filled that wick right over there. So are we holding support here at previous candle body highs, as well as retesting the multi-year downtrend over here to continue all the way back up? Now, what the Bank of England is doing is they're looking at the data that came out today, which was pretty solid, right? What we had today was average earnings index, which rose. What I was saying before, that could have been because of inflation, right? People needing to pay higher. Claiming count change over here rose, right? The number of people claiming unemployment rose, which is not good, but the unemployment rate dropped, right? So mixed numbers over here. We also have CPI coming out on Wednesday, and then retail sales for Great Britain coming out on Friday. So all these data points this week are going to point the Bank of England in a direction where, is it like, okay, are we going to increase interest rates this month, or are we going to wait till February, like we said last week, right, when they didn't increase interest rates, or the week before that, right? So right now, what you got to understand is on the daily, right, we're sitting in this range, but we are holding a healthy support right here, starting to break above these levels. Plus, you got a nice move to mirror once we do break that resistance. Looking at the 4 hour, we got a clean close above that area, right, with this candle, and that candle closed at 5 a.m. right? So you get a nice clean close above that resistance. This is where you're looking for maybe a possible retest to take a buy with a clean move to the left. So like I always say to you, we're always trading levels, and this is a level right here that you don't want to be trading in. If we broke support over here, then you could be taking a sell to mirror a move right here down to this level over here. But right over here, right now, we're breaking resistance over here, right? So with us breaking resistance and retesting over here, like, do you want to grab this retest? Yeah, sure. If you want to grab this, by all means, do it. But what I would rather wait for is a weak bearish candle closing with a rejection of the previous resistance. And the next candle creates a bottom wick. I'll even draw it out for you. It makes it a lot easier to envision. You create this bottom wick right here, and then you start to pass the high of that candle, right? Fill that wick right here, and then we continue right back up to mirror some of these candles over here to the left. How many times have you seen this setup right here? Maybe have you like a lot?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, I mean, some people haven't because they haven't been studying the setup specifically, but I see the setup happen many times, especially, with 8 o'clock volume coming in. Now let's go back so we don't miss a trade. We missed a trade. What was that, last week? Because we were breaking down the charts. So what I'm looking for over here on a smaller scale, as you can see, is a fake out. We created the high. We come right back down into the overall range, and we create this low. But then this is a fake out coming right back into this range. Now with this in a bullish trend, I see us retesting this area after a fake out. Normally we get that retest of the support, and then we continue right back up at least to the resistance of this range, right? And from here to here, you don't have, you have 10 pips, but you want a range of 20 to 25. But this is where you can grab a quick scalp right up here to specifically lower your risk right here. Okay, here. This is something I'm looking to take right now. Lower my risk.
So I missed the retest pretty much.
Yes, I'm gonna point that in 1 second. For some reason, my magic.
Okay. I didn't get out. I could have sworn I saw a double bottom, a double top. I could have sworn that I saw a double bottom on the 15-minute, and I thought that the double bottom was also forming on the 30-minute. And I was incorrect, is because it completed, it didn't, on the 15-minute, the double bottom, to me, it occurred around the same time I got into the market, like around 3:45, 5 a.m. It melted down, and I thought it was going to push lower, so I didn't get out my trade. I left some running, being greedy, and it just pulled back on me. And that's where we are now, and it's not coming back. And I'm like, oh, shit. Because
this is where I would, if I was you, I would close the full thing. Right?
No, I lost my challenge. Shit.
Okay. Oh, you were doing the challenge?
Yeah.
Which company do you deal with?
FTMO.
Okay. Cool. All right. So, learning experience, and what you say for this, we were actually just talking about this in the group before. Let me get rid of the calculator, magic keys.
I'm so pissed is because I do the trials and I pass at least 2 to 3 times a week, right? I keep opening up different trials, but knowing that I have to pass this, my psychology is just like completely off.
Yep.
Completely flipping off. I'm pissed.
Yep. Well, so this is something that we're specifically going to go over in the Zoom, right? And when it comes to taking these challenges and passing them, stuff like that. And the psychology behind it. But also, do you remember in the course the mental foundation part?
Yeah.
Okay, so what was I saying when it comes to handling any kind of adversity and what you say to yourself? Do you remember?
No, please remind me.
Yeah, so all you say is good, right? And this doesn't come from me. This comes from Jocko Willink. He's a retired Navy SEAL. Big personality from the military, stuff like that on the internet now. And what he does is anytime adversity hits, he's like, good, okay, I have a lesson to learn now. I have an opportunity where I can get better. So you just lost this challenge. It's like, good, okay, now I have something to learn, right? Maybe I shouldn't have been doing the challenge yet. Maybe I should be increasing my my trading skill a little bit more and making sure that my strategy is on point before I do this challenge. My stop loss is actually down here. Maybe there's more that I need to do or more that I need to learn before taking this challenge. So let me take it upon myself to actually do that work and come up with what I need to learn. Read books, do all that stuff, back test more, journal more before you start taking this challenge. But this is good because this is something that you have to work towards. Right? Whenever I find an issue in business or trading, I'm always like, okay, cool. I have something that I could be working towards right now. I have a little kink in my chain right now that I need to get out. I have a knot that I need to fix. And it gives you something to work towards. And obviously, yeah, losing a challenge, I'm very competitive. I hate losing, right? I'm sure you're the same way. But that's how you work at it. That's how you get better. Because if it becomes like a thing where you're just pissed at yourself, you start getting down on yourself, stuff like that, you're never going to improve. It's only going to keep you back instead of having that forward mindset of I need to get better. I need to do better at this. I will be able to pass this challenge without a doubt. There's just some things that I need to do before that. There's some levels that I need to reach before I beat this challenge. Does that make sense? And I know it's probably very hard to hear that right now when you're going through it, when you just lost the challenge, but it's crucial for you to think this way, kind of decompose, relax a little bit after the session, take a deep breath, and then get right back into it. Say, okay, what do I need to do better? Some of these trades that I'm taking, like the one specifically from today, right? We're in a bullish market. We broke that resistance. We're starting to turn the corner a little bit on the bearish market that we've had the last 2 weeks, along with the consolidation. Now we're starting to turn a corner and break that resistance. So now maybe we're looking for buys now instead of trying to grab these quick correction sells. But that's how you look at the higher time frames and start to analyze that. Okay, we're starting to break this area over here with a clean move to the left. Nice clean bullish candles right here. They don't get much better than this. If I saw this on the 30-minute, the 15-minute, that's a beautiful scalp right there. But the fact that it's on the higher time frames is even better. So I'm not looking for any sells over here unless we start to break certain areas and we could get down into that. 4 hour closed above. Now we're retesting very weak 4 hour candle over here, which is going to close in an hour. What is it? 52 minutes. So we'll see how that closes over here. But looking at the 1 hour, I wouldn't want to take any kind of sells till possibly we break this area right down here. Then you can take a quick scalp coming down into this area.
Right. That's what I've been looking at all along.
But like
Since
right now,
Christmas.
we were in this range, but we were also holding this support, creating higher highs, higher lows, all the way up to this point. So when you were taking that trade, were you just trying to grab this quick lower high over here? Or higher
I
low?
knew yes and no. So initially that's what I was trying to do, but I missed where to get out at.
Okay.
And when I saw my profit and my I started to lose some of my profit, I should have just jumped out of the market and then jumped back in when I saw another opportunity. Instead, I decided to write it out. Stupid me. And then price got me in some serious drawdown right now.
Okay. So like I said, this is where why can I? Dude, what's wrong with my magic keys? I was trying to manage that trade. So I ended up just closing the full thing right over here. I was going to close half, but I had to close the full thing because magic keys were acting up. But let me. Maybe that'll work. We'll see. So yeah, I closed the full thing somewhere around here. I feel like I haven't taken a trade on here in so long, just because GJ has been a mess. But so you may be at break even right now, or maybe a little bit in profit.
Let me check.
But you failed the daily drawdown, I'm guessing.
I may have. I don't know yet.
Okay.
So let me know what you think. My stop loss is at 153.473.
153 point, what is it? 743?
Yeah, 473. And maybe it should be higher. Maybe it's too low.
153, 473 or 743?
473, sorry.
473. All the way down here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it should be higher, right? It should be higher.
Wait, you took a sell, right?
Yeah, you took,
I took a sell, yeah.
but you took the sell up here?
Yes.
So your stop loss can only be up here.
So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to break even on the loss that I had, because remember, price came all the way down and then it went up. So in order for me not to lose this FTMO challenge, I would have to get back or more everything that I lost.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how FTMO works. So if you're in drawdown, and you close a trade and you already made a particular profit, they count whatever you lost against you.
Okay. Is that different from other funding companies? Anyone else know? Nobody? Huh. Yeah, if Tiff, do you have a chart that you kind of broke down?
Yeah, let me send it over to you now.
Awesome. Yeah, that'd be a little bit clearer. I wanted to show you guys this quick video though. We're starting to range a little bit in here.
Definitely. Can you take a look at gold when you're done? When you're done, it's not.
Woo! Hey,
What did I say?
Should we get
I missed my entry down there.
Retail sales haven't come out yet though.
Yeah. I was looking for an entry in 5 minutes, and since I don't know, I would do this maybe a few months ago, but now I kind of wanted to stay out of this trade, and I made a mistake.
So you're saying you would have taken this a few months ago?
Yeah, no, not. I wanted to, because I would take this with probably very tight stop loss, and I would lose two or three trades in a row. And now I didn't want to trade at all this setup, and I said, okay, if it goes up, it goes up, and it went up, it's okay.
I think it's good for you. I think like right now what you're doing, even though you're not in a trade, you're not making money or anything like that, what you're doing, the previous two things that you said to me, is you're building a muscle right now to tell yourself, okay, this isn't something that I want to take. This doesn't meet my criteria, and I'm not going to take it. Maybe a while ago I would have taken it, but right now I'm not. And I'm cool just sitting back and watching this happen, right?
Yeah.
Right now, you made the right decision because retail sales is coming out in 15 minutes, right? Do you really want to jump into a trade in gold on the lower time frames down here, right? You would have had to grab this on the 5 minute, the 1 minute, but over here, do you really want to do that? What's up?
5 minutes was perfect, but I didn't have the courage. I don't know why. Maybe because those previous losses I would do back in time, and the setup is perfect, but I don't know. I had some feeling not to do it, and I skipped on this, and it's okay. 50 pips, but it's okay.
Listen, it happens. There's going to be plenty of moves for you.
I know.
Take a look at this area that we were talking about, though. Look at that, perfectly.
Yeah.
Taps into there, just skyrockets. So while we wait for retail sales and we wait for Tiff's thing, let me bring this video up. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
You can?
Music.
Okay. Let's see if this is even it.
I actually have a. 8,000-year-old herb.
All right. Let's bring both of them up here. Picking up both. J. So again, whenever you guys hit adversity, something happens in your life. It happens on almost a regular basis, on a daily basis. You guys are all entrepreneurs, and you're all going through that sacrifice period in your life where you're doing everything right now for your future. Make every single decision right now you're making is for your future, to make sure that you're putting yourself in the right spot to actually get there. You're focusing on the day, the hour, the week. But once you do that, eventually the things that you want are going to come down the road. But when you focus on these shorter time frames, making sure you're getting the most out of your day, the most out of your hour, most out of each minute throughout your day, those decisions are going to accumulate for your future. But whenever you hit adversity, this is it's very hard, right? Same thing with extreme ownership, right? Something happens and you take full ownership of whatever's going on, even if it's not your fault. That's very hard, especially on your ego. It's very hard to hurt your ego that way, and say, you know what, it was my fault. I can do better. I can make this situation better. I messed up. Won't happen again, right? Even if it's not your fault, doing that, very hard. Same exact thing when you hit adversity and you think this way. Like I was just telling Stipe with the way he was just thinking in the market, it's a muscle that you need to build. Same thing for when you're hitting adversity. It's a muscle that you need to build, and it needs to be repetitive. Every single time you hit adversity, this is the way you think. So check this out.
One of my direct subordinates, one of my guys that worked for me, he would call me up or pull me aside with some major problem, some issue that was going on. And he'd say, boss, we got this and that and the other thing. And I'd look at him and I'd say, good. And finally, one day he was telling me about some issue.
So intense.
Problem, and he said, I already know what you're going to say. I said, well, what am I going to say? He said, you're going to say good. He said, that's what you want to say. When something is wrong and going bad, you always just look at me and say good. And I said, well, yeah, when things are going bad, there's going to be some good that's going to come from it. Didn't get the new high-speed gear we wanted? Good. Didn't get promoted. Get better. Oh, mission got canceled? Good. We can focus on another one. Didn't get funded. Didn't get the job you wanted. Got injured. Sprained my ankle. Got tapped out? Good. Got beat? Good. Unexpected problems? Good. We have the opportunity to figure out a solution. That's it. When things are going bad, don't get all bummed out, don't get startled, don't get frustrated. If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well, now you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
A little intense, but that's obviously some like next level ways of thinking when it comes to adversity or hitting any kind of adversity. Not every, that's not easy to get to that point to where you're at. If you're saying those things whenever you're hitting adversity, like Tiffany, if you get to the point where you just failed that challenge, you were just like, all right, good. Guess what? I'm about to come back, work 10 times harder, and beat the challenge the next time. Right? Having that mentality is what's going to push you forward to getting whatever the fuck you want.
True.
Sound defeated.
I feel defeated.
Well, right now, it looks like your trade's kind of playing out.
But I don't think it's going to hit where it did previously.
Okay,
I
so
think it's gonna be a I where I see it coming down, and I could be wrong, but I see it dropping only to about 153.550 area,
okay,
and it may just make a sharp correction.
retesting
I
these
could be
candle
wrong.
bodies,
Like I said. Huh?
like retesting these candle bodies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one thing that we're going to be going over on, your Zoom is the fact that whenever you're in a trade that you feel uncomfortable, this is going to go right in your trading plan. Jody and I just, went over ours on Friday. This is going to go in your trading plan. Whenever you feel uncomfortable in a trade that you shouldn't be in, just close the full thing. You're going to be better off. If it goes in your direction, it goes in your direction. But most of the time, that's the right decision. Just cutting your losses short, getting out of the trade. You no longer feel anxiety. Obviously, you just lost a challenge, so it's going to be frustrating. But in a regular case of like just randomly trading, cutting those losses short is what's going to save your account. Come back stronger and harder. There you go, Gary. Speak from experience, not with a challenge account, but other areas. Yes, sir. I mean, if there's anybody in this group that's hit adversity like nobody else, it's Gary. And that dude has the right mindset as far as getting up, get your ass kicked. Let's go. I mean, not physically, but life has hit you pretty hard in the last 2 years. But you've been able to get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, right? Everything that he's saying. And now you did exactly what I said, was kind of going to work out when it comes to like just keeping your head down and just working, finding what you need to do and working, right? So there you go. So it's all about mindset and decisions. Having the right mindset on a regular basis, feeding your brain with successful, either listening to somebody's speech, right? Listening to somebody's success speech, or they're listening to somebody's story, stuff like that. Listening to other people's trading stories as well, like Trading Nut podcast. That's a good one. But keep engaging your brain in healthy things that you want to be consuming instead of consuming social media and being, all over the things that you don't want to be doing, right? Everyone's got their vice. You guys all have your vice, right? Things that you don't want to be doing. Sometimes, unfortunately, you make the wrong decision and you do them anyway, or it's the other way around where you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. But again, like I said, it's all about your mindset, having a healthy brain throughout the whole week, and then also making the right decisions when you know you should be doing it. There's going to be so many decisions where you end up choosing comfort over what needs to be done to get yourself forward. And you know what? You know why that happens? It's because you think it's always going to be that hard. It gets a lot easier to make those decisions. Right now in the beginning, when you tell yourself, okay, I'm going to be making the right decisions today, moving forward. When you do that, it's a lot easier said than done. But I just lost my train of thought. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Make the right decisions and also have the right mindset every single day, and you're going to be in a good spot. It gets a lot easier. That's what I was saying. It's a lot easier to make those decisions. It's always going to be difficult, but it gets more easy. It gets simpler. All right, 5 minutes until retail sales comes out. Could we be filling that wick?
This will be interesting.
Oh, that's why. That's why Magic Keys wasn't working. Stipe, you were just saying something?
Yeah, this will be interesting.
Let's see retail sales.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if you look on 5 minutes or 15, no matter any of the lower time frames, we have a consolidation from today from 80.72 to 80.70, let's say 80.75, and we broke down and up and came back into the range. So that's interesting.
With gold, you're talking about?
Yeah, 4 hours everywhere. 1 hour is kind of
Yeah.
wicking all around and doing funny stuff. So there's gonna be a 90% that there's gonna be a fake out on news,
Yeah.
and then the real move.
100%. Like I said, you know, we're also reacting to this area over here, previous little resistance within this clean move. You get little pit stops in these clean moves every now and then. So you have one on the 30-minute and I think the 1 hour that we're reacting to over here. Also previous support right here as well. So, I mean, we have a very healthy bullish move pushing right through 1830. We had a little pit stop right here at 1870, 1868, where we had that little correction, but now we're pushing right back through. And, you know, with the fear in the market right now, let's actually take a look at the VIX. If you guys know what the VIX is, this is something that gauges the fear in the market. So the more fear is in the market, the more you're going to see this thing spike. It consolidates on a regular basis. So whenever there's fear in the market and a lot of people selling in the equity market, right, selling stocks off, you're going to see this thing spike up. It's the daily. So VIX is it's a good tool to use, good index. So the more that thing goes up, the more I think you'll see gold rise. But over here, I think, was this the 1 hour? So let's see how the 1 hour closes. But right now, so far, we're holding this support with a wick to potentially fill. But we have 2 minutes left.
GJ dropped nicely.
It what?
GJ dropped.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, 15 minutes was nice.
Anybody get that? Well, let me ask this. Whoever trades stocks, have you guys ever checked out Webull?
Rebo account.
Webull, yeah.
Yeah, I do have one.
You have one?
Yeah.
Dude, there's something about their platform and everything. It's so aesthetically pleasing, I guess you could say. The functionality of it is it reminds me of a better Thinkorswim.
Yeah, it's pretty much it's very user friendly.
Yes.
And
Yeah, they've I think their motto is like when technology meets I don't know, something like that, but I like them a lot so far. So we'll see. Like I said, I've been using Thinkorswim, and I kind of moved over to Webull.
well, that's how the trend is, right? Like with same thing with Robinhood, wherein they kind of like gamified the world of investing or trading.
Yes, yeah, because you got all these like Fidelity, Charles Schwab, all these like dinosaur platforms that are not so user friendly. I mean, you could trade stocks, make money on them, all that stuff. Wow, so we got some good retail numbers coming out. Import prices. What are core retail sales at right now? Wow. All right. So again, like I said, I think a lot of the you guys there?
Yep.
All right, cool. Unplug my second monitor over here. Here, 1 second. Retail sales. Plug my monitor by accident, but retail sales, of course, during the holiday seasons, you're going to see these increasing, right? I'm sure the next retail sales next month are going to be up as well, potentially. We got to see what happens. I mean, so much is changing over the course of weeks and months with monetary policy that we have no idea where we're going to be next month. And obviously, with inflation and supply chain issues, how is that going to affect retail sales? But so far, for last month, they're not affecting us too much for October. We'll see what happens in November. Like I said, a lot has been changing over the past weeks and months that we all need to pay attention to. And that's why fundamentals are so important, understanding what's going on and having that confidence behind your moves. So it looks like gold didn't change too much. We got that liquidity grab up here for price to maybe continue down. There we go. It's a little bit better. But again, like the same thing with GJ, like T, this will be good for you. I'm not looking to take sells on gold long term unless we start breaking our market structure. We start to break the bearish trend over here, then we start to break the nearest support on some of these higher time frames, like right here. You start to break there, but specifically, I think this will be a better move. E55. If we break E55, you got a clean move right down to 1846 right here. So this will be your safe sells. This will be safer sells than up here, but safer sells here, and then even safer right down here. And then you got a beautiful move right here, right back down to 1830, potentially. But there's got to be less fear in the market for that to happen. Steve, in anything?
No, just watching.
Cool. Jaden, Gio, anybody in anything? Jody?
I'm not in anything.
I'm in a GJ buy.
Okay, cool. Let's go back to GJ.
I'm waiting for gold to reject this area.
My entry was 153.294.
Oh, so you had this from down here?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. This is last night?
Yeah.
So nice. Good shit, man.
Thank you.
And where's your TP?
Go to the hourly.
I'm on the hourly. Right here?
No, go to the zoom out. Yeah, way up there. I'm trying to fill those candles.
Where?
Like that whole move to the left.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to try to hold it.
There you go. Good stuff. Looks like we're rejecting again. See, now, like you guys saw what I did over here when it comes to like taking this scalp right over here as we pass the high over there. Obviously, that didn't work. I managed risk very well, but that was me playing this range in a way, right? Playing the fake out. Not necessarily playing a range. I wouldn't really consider that. I would consider like, us having a higher time frame range like this and being able to play that. But over here, sometimes as a scalper, you can play some of these ranges. Right now is when I don't want to be playing it. After that, like that was my only play of the range. Now I'm content sitting out and waiting for us to break resistance, which I think we're gonna do. But like over here now, you think price is gonna push right back up and continue through. It's probably best to kind of stay away from this range now at this point, especially like waiting. Now you can wait for this 4-hour candle to close, like a weak bearish candle with a weaker body is what I'm saying, and the next candle to create that bottom wick and then pass the high. If we get that, then I'll maybe play this. But if not, I'd rather wait for price to break that resistance, get a clean move to the left. We could continue right back up. But there's got to be a lot of positive sentiment, hawkish sentiment coming out of the Bank of England. Let me see if we have any of them speaking. I know we have Lagarde speaking. What? So we have CPI. So if we get positive CPI, maybe that could push us up tomorrow. Or we could be pricing in CPI over here and then mirror that move up. But we have all that data coming out. Nobody talking about it. Oh, guys, also Thursday, we have consumer confidence coming out as well for Great Britain. So, Gary, where do you think that's going to be? You guys confident over there? Where is the chat? Here it is. I guess Gary's not too confident in the Bank of England and Boris Johnson right now. Yeah, so we're kind of hovering in here. Let's see what we get. Back to gold. Let's just keep doing that. There we go. Now, will we hold this support right over here to continue up? That's a question.
If the 30 flips on gold, there could be a nice push.
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah. I'll tell you guys in this. Gio's not on Instagram anymore. Tiffany. Life Journey 01. Carlos. No key pod. Gary. GB Trades. Jody. Oh, Jody's not. Jody, you're not on Instagram, right?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram.
Oh, are you? What's your handle?
Jody Freitas. Pretty sure I'm following you on there.
FRATES.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Find it?
Yes, sir. All right. Don't hear my name, then oh, it's all good, man. You guys have a consumer confidence coming out for Great Britain, so I was just seeing how you're feeling, how confident you are in the the future of Great Britain and what you guys are doing economically, the monetary policy. I don't know.
There you go, DJ.
Starting to go.
JJ broke up.
There we go. Cool. So 4 hour is now flipping bullish. Got about 18 minutes left until the 4 hour closes.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the 4 hour to close above the resistance.
There you go. I do like the 1 hour, how we created that bottom wick and passed the high of this candle. Yeah, so we should be at least tapping into this resistance over here. We'll see if we have volume to push us through. Now what we want to do is see if there was an opportunity for us to take something. I don't like how it looks over here on the 5 minute. You know, you're trading in the range over here. I'm fine missing it.
Maybe if this 5 minute or 15 minute closes above, wait for the break of the high.
Yes.
Maybe catch some momentum up there.
Yep. You guys know you have a clean move to the left over here. Beautiful opportunity right here that we could take this right back up. So 15 minute is closing in 2 minutes. We'll see if you get an opportunity.
And it's gone.
Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe.
Maybe. Sure.
Sure, yeah. He said and went up.
It's still going up. Yeah.
I was hoping for a gold buys, but it's a mess.
Yeah, gold right now I would probably stay out of for a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see what we get over here. The 15 minute. So obviously this is good right now with the retail sales. That's the best they've been since March, I believe. Let's go back. Why is this saying since March? Oh, that's why. There we go. I love looking at this data now and watching how like the market reacts. All right, 15-minute candle closed above. Could we be getting a support formed over here? Just sit and wait. Tiff, let me get an update.
Too soon.
What's up?
I said too soon.
Yeah, right. Speaking of too soon, my trade was too soon. Guess we wanted to grab liquidity real quick.
Are you in?
No, I took this trade right here. As we were starting to break up, and then once this candle, I took this on the yeah, I took this on the based on the 30-minute. So this candle started to pass the high of that candle, and that's where I entered right down here. Then we started to reverse flip bearish, and that's where I closed the full thing. I would have closed only 50, but my magic keys was acting up. But this may be another opportunity for us.
Did you help me set mine up this week?
Yeah, oh, magic keys, yeah, dude. It's about time. We've had it for months. Probably longer than that, right?
Yeah, I have no idea. It's just been sitting on my desk.
I got you. Just analyzing the 1 minute over here. All right. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a little play before we head off over here. So what I want to see is a perfect support formed over here with candles kind of closing in our direction, just because we got this nice volume push. This could have been the move of the morning, or we could get a much bigger move over here. This candle's starting to flip over here. The 5 minute. So now we're above that resistance. Could be getting a further move up. But the 1 hour, you may be able to get a nice little push right over here before 9 o'clock. But just keep in mind that 9 o'clock is 8 minutes away. So you get the 1 hour candle closing above this area. what are the chances? The last previous bullish 1 hour candles have had all bottom wicks. So what are the chances we get a bottom wick on the next one and then it flips bullish and continues right back up? We could very well get that, right? But just keep in mind, this could have been the move of the morning right over here. This little liquidity grab, and then price just heads right up. That's what you really want to keep in mind as a scalper, is that like there are certain moves of certain sessions, right? And that volume push, like when maybe you get a couple throughout a session, but a lot of times you only get like 1 or 2 of those volume pushes that you could take advantage of. So right now, just keep in mind the 1 hour is about to close. Next 1 hour candle could create a bottom wick, and if that candle starts to flip bullish, you could possibly take that with the lower time frames closing bullish. After a retest over here, you could be getting that in the 15-minute and the 15-minute past the high of that candle. So that's what I'm looking at for the next couple, hour, I would say hour and a half, 2 hours. We could possibly get a very nice move. And if we do, I'll be sending it in the group, and we'll be discussing it tomorrow. But if you guys take anything, please send it into the chat. And then once you journal, send it into the group, the group cello, and we'll go over those trades tomorrow. All right, boys.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Hope you guys see the markets clear after this morning, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow.
Bye.
All right, guys. Have a great day.
See you guys.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Yeah.